Welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at all things to do with stealth, thievery, good perks to take, what the mini games are and how to beat them, everything you should be looking at towards the start of the game, etc, etc. But before we get into it, I'm giving away a copy of this game, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave me a comment down below telling me if you are going to be a thief, because it's the game play that I've used and I've enjoyed it lots. Before we get into actually talking about the mini games and showing you what to do and how to do it, I want to talk about outfits, because outfits are very important in this game for numerous things. So if we go over here to my inventory, sorry, you can see that this is my main outfit that I use. This is me, being able to defend myself, having the best armors on possible, my weapons. So whenever I leave a town, I always have this outfit on in case I get into a fight in any way, shape or form. Then I have my charisma outfit, so anything that puts up my chance of having speech skill check wins, which I made a video about earlier on, which you can check out. And then I have my thievery one, which for some reason I forgot to reset up, but that's a good way of showing you what to do. So at the bottom underneath Henry, you can see there are speech, charisma, speed, but underneath that, conspicuousness, noise and visibility. You want these to be as low as possible. However, you do want to have clothes on, because having your conspicuousness so high, if I was to walk around by people and crouch, they're going to start saying things to me quicker, they're going to notice me quicker, which means when I try to rob them, they're more likely to see me. So let's build a very quick little stealth build, and essentially you just want those numbers to go down, the conspicuous numbers. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to put the coif on. Coif, I don't know how you pronounce that. That can go on, and then we can, you have to sacrifice making more noise to lose some of the conspicuousness and visibility. So let's throw you on. We can go and put this on, or this on, sorry, that's 2, and then just essentially go down and equip the things that bring down conspicuousness and noise without conspicuous and visibility, sorry, without creating too much noise. Right, so then we can go here for the gauntlets. I just look for mostly blue numbers to bring it down as far as possible, and pretty much that's all you need. Now a lot of things that I haven't got any legs on. I don't have any legs on. So even though not having legs on would be better, I'm just going to put some on so it doesn't look as silly for me as a character. And then you can just go through and see if there are any little changes you can make. But this is good enough, having it below 20 for conspicuousness and noise, and visibility as low as possible. I don't really need to do much more, especially where I am in the game as well. And this will allow you to not only pick locks but rob people easier, because you'll make less noise and you'll be less visible. Now in the daytime, especially in a packed area, there are going to be other NPCs that walk by and see you, so you got to just be careful of your surroundings. Now what you're aiming for essentially is their little satchel on their back, and being crouched will also allow you to steal a little bit better. But obviously this guy is in a very awkward position, but I can get him here. I have a perk where I can rob from further away. Now when I start and hold my X button to rob him, there's going to be something that pops up on the screen with some numbers in. It will be red for the most part, because we're in the daytime, I'm visible, people are going to see me like these two guys. So as those numbers count upwards, that is the amount of seconds that will be given to you to complete the mini game. Now when you're stealing off people, you're going to want to look for things like keys and groschen, and if you want to, you can find food and stuff. I don't think I'm going to rob this guy anytime soon, so let's go find someone else. So we are here with the blacksmith, who is one of the easier NPCs to rob, and because he's working, he's not really going to notice me. So we're going to do this. You can see the numbers go blue and then start to turn to red. You want it to be for blue as long as possible. Now I can go in here, I can steal his keys, all his money. Every time you pick something up, that yellow bar gets lessened. Once you've selected all the things you want, you need to get back to that door and press it. So now my pickpocketing was successful. The reason why I took his keys is because I want to show you something else as well. But that is essentially the game play. One of the things I would suggest you do at the start of the game is save scum. So before you rob someone, before you pick a lock, go to save and exit to menu. This will create a save and then you reload back in. So if you mess it up and you just want to practice, you can keep loading the save and keep trying, because that's how I learned how to play the game. So again, if I go up to his little satchel and hold it, you can see that it goes from blue to red. You're pad will also start to rumble when you get closer to him catching you. I'm a very high level, so it's a lot easier for me to do. But the reason why I took his keys is that over here, for instance, I can automatically now unlock and open the door. I do not need to lockpick it because I took his keys. It's a very easy way for you to find ways into chests and to doors and stuff. However, because you've taken the keys, you're not practicing your lock picking. So the other key that I stole off him, sorry, my god, early access footage with the seizure inducing shadows, you'll be able to essentially, oh god, he saw me, you'll be able to just rob everything from him. However, I'm going to show you lock picking separately, and the best time for you to rob anybody or lockpick is at night. That is the best time to do it, because when people are asleep, you will be able to rob them a lot easier. You'll be able to get the full 30 seconds without being seen. So I'm just going to wait until nighttime, and then I'm going to show you lockpicking in that chest. I usually wait till after midnight because everyone's gone to bed, everyone's gone to sleep, and usually there's a guard standing here, but sometimes he isn't at night. Now, if I wanted to go rob them at night, they're usually lying in bed and stuff, and I can just hold the button now and it stays blue all the way around to the 30 seconds. Boom, and I can steal whatever I need to, which I'm not going to bother with now. Now, there is another thing to take into consideration. When you rob specific keys, like if I take this guy's keys, it actually works in multiple different chests within the area. So this chest now is, where's it gone? Where's the chest gone? Where's the chest gone? I know it's in this room. So the chest here will unlock and open for me without lockpicking at all. And it also works on other chests in the area. Oh god, the guards are there. So every key that you take, you just want to check all the chests around you, because it will unlock them. Now hopefully these guys don't get in my way, because I'm going to go and lockpick. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to close the door, and because my my noise and stuff are lower, if any guards do walk by, they're not really going to hear me. So let's actually lockpick this. This is a very hard lockpick, but for me it's going to be a little bit easier. Now what you want to do with this game is find the spot where you get a full big yellow circle. Now what you are going to do is you are going to rotate the lock, and basically the rotation goes around this way like this. Now the very hard lock means that the little circle is going to move around more, so it's going to go anti-clockwise essentially. When you move the lock, you want to move the yellow ball with it. So I'm going to turn the lock and I'm going to turn it around this way and keep it in the same position that it goes yellow as if it was turning with it. You'll see what I mean. So you will essentially, if you try to do very hard ones, you're going to break the lock a lot, but because I have a lot of perks, I can just do this and keep it going around and around and around, and we're going to get to the point where it's unlocked. Now a fun thing about this chest specifically is that you can steal all of the swords, all of the armor, all of the materials all of the materials. You can get more lockpicks, you can get a good amount of grosham for the start of the game, and when you do steal all these, you can basically, if you're in this well, you will have this chest because you have done the story mission to get to this part. You can then dump everything into this chest. After a few days, the fact that they're stolen will degrade, and then you can start to use them. And secret little tip I made in another little video, this is an endless steal, so make sure you go and check out that video. It should be out tomorrow, I believe, but it'll be out soon. Now just to show you why you need to have lower noise and stuff, is I'm going to unlock this chest, and typically someone like this guy here will actually hear me do this. He might even hear me do it now, but when you have lower noise, lower conspicuousness, you can get away with this a lot easier. Now you can see that for the medium game, there's less space for you to mess it up, and holding the yellow circle is a lot easier than it is in hard and very hard. And there you go, the guy didn't hear me at all. There's a bunch of stuff in here you can steal if you want. So those are the fundamental basics of lock picking. Now there's something else I want to show you, but I'm gonna have to go to another town to do it. So I am at a place where there's a nice inn, and there's a lot of things you're going to do in this area, play dice, etc, etc. But this inn, I have a permanent bed that I've bought here, but it's the only place in the game where you can knock people out while they're asleep without the other people hearing you, which is very strange. I'm pretty sure it's a bug. But this is also a good way to get keys and other items without having to rob them if you're not very good at the game. You basically just press L2 and you knock them out, and because they're asleep, they're not going to fight back. And then after they're unconscious, you can go in and steal anything that you need to steal, like the keys, for instance, like his groschen, anything you want to take. Now, the reason why I wanted to show you this is if we go in here, for some reason this room, even though there's a lot of people sleeping here, they won't notify each other of the fact that they're being knocked unconscious, even though they scream very loudly. So let's do the dice player over here. Boom. I'm fairly sure this won't be fixed in the release, but if anyone sees this video from the development team, they're probably going to fix it. Now, with the dice guy, you can come and you can take all of his badges, all of his dice, all of his groschen, and eventually over time he'll start getting his dice back. So, you know, if you wanted a favorable die, brings you luck, if you wanted more than one of these, eventually he'll get this back in his inventory, so you can keep coming here and doing this at night. I'm actually going to take that gold badge. I don't need another die because I have 6 of them. So, you know, there's a lot of fun stuff to be had being stealthy. Now, if I went up these ladders and started to choke out one of those guys up there, they will hear me and start kicking off, so I'm going to run away. Oh, there's just a random ale house mate just standing here. Good day to you. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. You should be asleep. Some of the NPCs do that. It's a bit strange. Usually they go to bed, but sometimes one will just be standing randomly out of nowhere. I'm going to go sit in this room for a second, and we are going to look at perks. So the 2 things you're going to have here are stealth and thievery. As you can see, my thievery is fully maxed out because I've just spent the entire game stealing things. One of the very first perks you should pick up is rapid flight. So if you fail that robbing mechanic game, so you know when you go through the little door, if you do not make it to the door in time, the person won't see you whatsoever. You'll have a 3-minute cooldown, but it's a good way to practice without being caught as often as you probably will at the start of the game. There's also things like Silent Fiddler, which is really good to take at the start of the game. If your lockpicks break, they break 75% quieter, meaning NPCs close by are less likely to hear you. They probably still will, but it's just a good perk to have off the bat. You've got lockpicks being more durable and last longer, which are also important. And then you also have Mischief Artist. So after you successfully pick a lock for pickpocketing, you gain a +3 bonus to thievery and stealth for 120 seconds or until you break a lockpick. So in that area where I just was, there's 4 chests in general. So if you have this perk at level 14, you can run around lockpicking them all, and it's going to be a little bit easier every time. However, I've found limited ways to use this, but it is still a decent perk to have. Stolen items in your inventory will lose their stolen status a quarter faster. So for instance, that blacksmith, if you throw it all in your chest, it'll be even sooner when you can use them. And one of the last perks you'll unlock is Master Thief. You know, if you can get there sooner, please do get there, because anything that's a very easy minigame, and sometimes easy minigame, lockpicking, doors, etc., will just open straight away. You won't have to, you know, play the minigame. So stealth is more about like attacking and stuff and things you can get in terms of more damage. But there are a few things like rodent. You'll make yourself 25% less noise when you sneak indoors, and the door opening will be half as loud. So that's a very good perk to pick up as soon as possible. It's an exclusive perk with Weasel Boy. So if you choose this, you lose Weasel Boy, which is you make 35% less noise when sneaking outdoors, which I've found isn't really necessary. And then something like Quick Hand, you can be very stealthy while picking locks or pickpocketing people from a distance. No one will notice anything. So less chance of being caught if you're sneaking through someone's pockets. Some NPCs will obviously still see you if they're walking by you and look right at you, but this just gives you a little bit more leeway. And those are the kinds of perks you're going to notice and see when it comes to stealing and thievery. So I hope this helped. Make sure you check out all the other videos I uploaded today. There'll be more coming tomorrow. Less than today, but there'll be more coming tomorrow. So yeah, thank you for watching. I've been easynow. You guys have been awesome. What are you barking at?